waiting for it to load. It's starting. Look, we're here.
Yay!
Oh, it's so delayed. Okay, that's okay. It's muted. Okay, cool. So, I'm going to close this door. Hold up one second. It's a live stream. Let's make it as loud as possible.
Sure.
Right. Okay, I closed the door because Michaela's watching more Vines. So today we are here with Felicia Smith. I don't know my lefts and rights. Here, she's here. It's all backwards in the camera. Leave me alone. And I'm going to be asking her a few questions, some nerdy questions, and then we're going to have a firing round of questions, and then we're just going to like banter and stuff as well. So first, while I'm getting myself all set up, I was going to call you Fish. You guys can call her Fish too if you want. Tell us who you are and like what you do, like on your channel. Obviously, I don't want to, not real life.
Yeah, sure. Well, they're kind of tied together anyway. But I'm Felicia, and I have a channel where I teach people about how to use cameras and filmmaking in general, and just like all the bits and bobs that come with that, because it's not like YouTube's oversaturated with that right now, is it?
Excellent. Awesome. Oh, well, then you answered my second question because I asked you what you do. But tell us what you do for work, because, like, nerdy people will, like, be interested in this stuff.
Yeah. I don't just make videos for YouTube. Actually, that's an incredibly new thing that I do. I actually work as a freelance cinematographer. So I work on commercials and fun stuff like that for a living, which is a really awesome job to have.
Awesome. And how do you know me? Let's talk about me.
Oprah. I don't know. Did we meet in year 7?
Yeah, definitely.
Either way, we met in high school, and we were friends. And then Oprah left our high school that we were going to, and she went somewhere else. But we still sort of remained in touch, kind of. But we didn't actually see each other for, what was it, like 8 years?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Don't make me feel old, okay?
Yeah. And then we recently just kind of caught up with each other at VidCon this year, and finally saw each other after so long. And then we're both doing the same sort of stuff. We're doing YouTube stuff, so it just seemed right to sort of like get back together again.
And I made her go to VidCon this year, which she needed to go to because it was fun.
Yeah, well, that was fun. It was a really good experience.
Okay, so where should I start? Okay, so we'll start down here. I want some tips for starting out, not filmmakers, but like, because most people on here won't be filmmakers, for my channel at least, like YouTubers and like people that make videos and stuff, like some of your like tips for starting out.
Okay. Invest money in good equipment. That is a big one. You don't need to spend an absolute fortune, but as long as you nail the key things like sound, lighting, and making sure that your camera not only has the correct settings, but is like in the right position for framing. Like, don't leave heaps of headroom, and don't like frame half your body out of shot. Like, maybe it depends on the type of video you're doing, but you could maybe just keep it center frame, or there are things to think about when you're making a YouTube video. So think about your framing and look at a few videos about how to frame a good shot, and definitely have a think about your lighting. Shoot next to a window if you don't have any lights. Just try to think about what looks appealing. But the big one is sound. If it doesn't sound good, nobody's going to watch it. They're going to turn it off straight away. So if you're going to invest money anywhere, invest it in a good microphone. That is going to save your video.
Yeah, and make sure you have a camera that can actually connect to a microphone too.
Yeah,
because there are plenty out there that don't, and then their microphones aren't that good. Or if you're trying to like hand vlog with them, your finger ends up like covering the microphone, and then you can't hear properly.
Yeah, you got to be really careful. Like, investing in a good lapel mic is a really good one to use, but sometimes people get a bit daunted by the fact that, it's a little bit harder to set up, but instead of those just plug in and go sort of Rode mics. But Rode actually make terribly good equipment, like amazing. So I'd probably recommend going to them first and sort of seeing what they have to offer. And they tend to have the largest range of solutions for on-the-go filmmakers and YouTubers alike.
Yep. So when you say lapel, you mean like the wireless ones? Are you talking about?
Yeah. Hang on, I've got one here.
Because I've actually got a wired one as well.
It's
actually more of like an action mic. Yeah, I have something that looks similar to that. It's like an action mic, so it's meant to go on a head, like whatever, helmet or whatever. But it sits on here as well, and it is corded, so it's not so daunting. But it's like the sound's actually really good on it, and that's what I started out with my GoPro. It was awesome for the GoPro.
They're actually, they're really good. But this is kind of what I've been using recently. So I've just got the receiver on the top there, and then it connects to my lapel, and then I hide that. Ladies, a really good spot to hide it is in your bra.
If you have boobs. That would not work for me.
I have boobs, but I've got a good bra, so you just clip it in the middle of the bra, and then usually that's quite clear of the material, and it's hidden, so...
Yeah. Felicia's got fancy gear, so, there's that too.
You don't need to go that fancy. It's just I use that for work as well. So
yeah, you can go Oprah fancy. Ready? This is my lapel mic. Where are we? Would you even call it a lapel if it doesn't have that square thing on it?
That square thing?
I don't know, the box, because this is literally my action mic. It's like...
No, that's still a lapel.
Because it like hangs onto here, but you can also put it on like...
Yeah.
On like I did it because I wanted it for horse riding and stuff though, and it's awesome for horse riding.
Yeah.
So okay, next question. Best editing software within a budget. So like, let's not talk about what do you call it? What do you use?
I use Premiere.
Yeah, let's not talk about Premiere because Premiere is like expensive and you have a job out of it. So I'm talking about for like noobs.
Okay. Depends on the operating system that you're using. Like we were talking about Final Cut Pro earlier. So Final Cut would be really good for a Mac user because it just will run faster on a Mac. And it is, like you were saying, that one-off payment. So you don't have to pay anything else, unlike Adobe, which you have to pay monthly or yearly or whatever, and it ends up being quite costly. I haven't actually looked into editing programs that you can use that aren't paid or on more of a budget. Gee, I don't know. You stumped me with that one. Good one.
I know, because you're a professional, so it's like you don't go for the cheaper stuff. Like I started out with iMovie, and iMovie was okay. Like it's free. What was that?
I can hear.
Why is there a fly? Anyways,
dumb blowfly.
iMovie was free, and I used it with I only used it because I used it with my iPad and my GoPro because they could connect via Bluetooth via the application. So I didn't actually have to connect anything to get my files from one to the other. I just leave them sync with each other overnight, and then I just edit. But yeah, now that I'm using Final Cut Pro, you can kind of see the difference in my editing. But iMovie is a good one to start with if you do have a Mac because it's just very basic. And it's not too complicated, I suppose. I don't know what the equivalent would be on a PC.
Windows Movie Maker, but I don't know if that exists anymore.
I'm
pretty sure it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe one of is there anybody in the chat right now? Can you tell us?
There's no one in the chat. So that's okay.
Great, excellent. That's okay. We can just chat to ourselves. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure if Windows Movie Maker still exists.
I have no idea.
But Windows Movie Maker would be the thing. There are heaps of editing programs for your phone, I found. Yeah. So that would be a really on-the-go cheap option, especially if you don't actually... That's it. Get it, Lila. I'm legit eating the fly. Okay. See you later.
Oh, Jesus.
So, yeah, that is a really good option for people who don't even have a camera, so they can use their phone and they can do everything on their phone. And yeah, that will often be like a one-off payment through whatever app store you're using, and that's it. So that would be the better option.
Yeah.
I'm not terribly versed in like different programs of that nature, so
Yeah.
You definitely have to like YouTube that one and see what everybody else is using, but
Yeah.
maybe have a look at editing on your phone.
Yeah, see, whereas with all the Apple products, it just comes with iMovie. So that's just like was my go-to one. No idea what you use on PC. I'm so not PC friendly, or Android, whatever.
I've just jumped back to it after a while, so and I only use Adobe, so I don't know.
But also I found like it was better to, if you do have a laptop, edit on a laptop or a computer. Sometimes they can be a little slower than your phone, but I found it hard to like stack things, like, so you could create cool effects and stuff like that, whereas you'd be able to like put one effect on and maybe one title on and that's it, whereas now I can like do a whole bunch of different like poppy sort of effects. Yeah. Okay, so what else have we seen? Okay, so recommended for beginners. We're going for beginners here because your channel's more professional, so I'm like dumbing you down a little. Camera. So like we're not wanting to spend like $1,300 on a camera. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. I shoot Sony, right? But Sony's menu system can be really difficult sometimes for beginners because it's quite full of stuff and everything's kind of hidden. So I actually would recommend Canon.
Yeah.
Any of the Canons. Probably not the new EOS R that's coming out, the mirrorless one. I probably would stay away from that for now until some more thorough reviews come in, just because I've heard a lot of crap about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like the 5D, that's pretty pricey, but you could always go something like the 7D is still a totally valid option, even though it doesn't shoot 4K and it's an APS-C sensor. Like, it's a smaller size sensor. Like, that's not a worry.
But what's your opinion on 4K anyways? You've told me this, but tell everyone else this.
My opinion on 4K?
Yeah, like, like it's great, but you said that, like, we're not really set up for it yet or whatever, or something. No, you said something like that.
Yeah, so most places you would be viewing it, it's not really set up for 4K. So most displays aren't actually 4K. So if you've got 4K footage and you're viewing it on a 1080 display, you're not going to see 4K. It might look a little bit sharper, but you're not going to actually see the full extent of the 4K. But in saying that, shooting in 4K and making it a 1080 image, so shrinking it down, you get a lot more information out of the picture. So I would still recommend shooting in 4K because then you're future-proofing your stuff and you're also getting a lot more information. So it's a good method of shooting, but it's not 100% necessary.
And I find some, like, programs don't actually take 4K. Like, I shot some things in 4K on my GoPro and I had to make them smaller before getting them into iMovie because iMovie wouldn't actually take 4K at all.
Yeah. It can be really hard to also manage data.
Yeah.
You'll end up going through drives and drives and drives. Like, I know that each episode I do is around 20 gigabytes of data. Yeah. And that's quite a lot to deal with. And then you have to think about getting a backup hard drive for that in case that hard drive fails, and a backup hard drive for the backup. Like, it just keeps progressing and you end up with drawers full of hard drives, which can be very annoying.
Sounds like me. Yeah. Because I'm worried that my 6 terabyte's going to die at some point, so I want to get another one.
I want to get a RAID system. I'd love to get a RAID system. That would be awesome.
What's a RAID system?
It's just like stacks of drives and they're all connected to each other and you use it as a backup.
Oh, okay.
I don't
know what I got, but it's pretty nice looking. So
yeah.
And it has
it's like literally a huge box and it's full of all of these drives, the hard drives, and it just like loops them.
Yeah, it loops them.
Continuously backs up. So.
And then if those die, then you're screwed.
Well, it continuously backs up. So it's like it's almost a faultless system.
Almost. And is it like, it would obviously be plugged into a wall and that, like, it'd be powered, Yeah, so that's why I got this 6 terabyte one, because I was like, I want something plugged into a wall because those Those portable ones are great for like obviously being portable. So you know take your laptop on a holiday or something, bring it home, shove it on the other one. This one just sits on my desk, so I know I'm not going to drop it and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ended up investing in like a little SSD.
Yeah.
You can get portable SSDs now, and I ended up getting the 1 terabyte one. It costs a fortune, but it's so small and just so bloody good, and I know that it's less likely to break down. So I use that as like my everyday sort of go-to drive.
Yeah.
And then all my backups are on other drives. Ends up working really well that way.
Man, how much trouble would you be in if you lost like a day's worth of footage?
Clients' footage. I don't know because it's never happened, but if you consider the amount of money I would have been paid for the day, the amount of money the director was paid for the day, the producer, everybody involved, like that is a lot of money. And then you got equipment hire costs on top of that, and then you got the client who has a deadline. So there's a lot of money lost if the footage gets lost.
Yeah, so do you double back up when you do things like that, or do you just single? Hey?
At least double, but usually triple.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You go to really safe route.
And it's similar to like it's kind of the same as like the royal family. They all travel in different cars, so all the drives go to a different person. So one will go with this person, one will go with that person, one will go with that person, and they'll be going to totally different places.
Yeah.
And have the drives in totally different houses, so that, you know, if one person crashes their car on the way home, or one person drops the drive, or one person's house burns down or something, like, you know, you've still got something.
I can see the worry in your eyes thinking about this.
Yeah, well, it seems extreme, but that's totally what happens.
No, I feel the same, because I'm like, I've got one backup, and I want like a backup of that backup in case that backup dies, and because I've lost everything on my old backup because it just crashed out, and to get it fixed, which I will be able to get it fixed, it's going to cost me like $1,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
The backup.
And then you got to think about it as like, do I really need that stuff? Is it stuff that I can live without, or do I really, really need to get that back?
It's literally like all of my Europe photos and everything from Europe, and yeah, it's lots of stuff. So I really want to get it done, and I know it can be fixed because it's just the disc is like moved, so it's not spinning anymore. But I have to send it to one of them clean rooms in Melbourne.
Yeah,
and, oh, price on it, jeez.
Oh no.
Yeah, and it was like an $80 backup system. And then I read the reviews on it, and it had like one good review out of like 200. So I probably should have read that before I bought the system. Yeah. Okay. We already sort of covered this, but oh yeah, you know how we were talking about before I went off topic, the recommended cameras. You were going through a couple. What do you think of like the point and shoot sort of cameras? Because I was watching like some of Casey's videos, and he says like depends on the, like, you know, the sound quality of them, because not all of them can have a microphone. But do you have any like preferences for them, or you don't use them?
I haven't really used one for a very long time, but I know there is one in the Sony realm of things. Yeah. I think it's RX something. I think Casey uses it.
Yeah.
Well, but also Sarah Dici, if you know Sarah Dici, she uses it too. And it is a little point and shoot, and it's expensive for a little point and shoot.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Really, really good.
Yep.
For something so tiny and compact. So if you're doing vlogs, or you need to keep really, really compact and just want to throw it in your handbag or something like that, like you don't really want to carry a big compass and camera bag with you, that would be perfect.
Yeah.
And it has all the bells and whistles to be able to attach a microphone or do whatever to get the good quality that you need.
But some of them are like still like $1,100 or $1,200, and you can get like one of these for that. So it's like
it's kind of which way do you want to go? I mean, they have pros and cons. I mean, the little point and shoots, you can't change the lens, so you're stuck with whatever lens focal length is on there. And often when it gets past a certain point on a point and shoot, you're zooming in on a certain point, it starts to become a digital zoom, so it looks really horrible and garbled. But more often than not, you're really just using it in a close-up sort of vloggy position, so it's not really that bad.
Yeah, so if you're just looking at like vlogging and stuff, point and shoots are awesome. You just gotta like watch some reviews on like the sound, I guess, in case it doesn't take an external mic because you're stuck with that sound. Yeah, but because like this thing to vlog with is just like a nightmare. But I don't really vlog much. I'm more of like a sit down sort of YouTuber. And if I am vlogging, it's not me. It's like I'm doing surrounds, and that's fine for carrying around.
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so my next question is, like I said, which you sort of covered, is microphones. Basic microphones to use. Nothing too complicated.
Okay. Definitely go with Rode is what I would say to any beginner, especially if you're in Australia, because they are Australian, and the returns and warranties and everything will be much quicker here. They have a lot more options in terms of like connection types. So they have options to connect to your phone. Yep. They have those little Rode, you did a video on them, segue.
Yeah, except for I broke mine.
Yeah.
But that's me. Anyways.
Yeah. And then you've also got like the one that you've got in the background there, the Video Mic Pro. Yep. I guess that one's just Pro, yeah?
Hey?
That one's just the Pro.
Yeah. So this is my Video Mic me. But I broke it.
What did you do?
Bit of blunt force trauma. I see the end of the thing, how it doesn't have the point anymore.
What?
Yeah. So I can no longer plug it into my phone.
Anyway. So anything by Rode is really good, and definitely for beginners, I'd recommend the Video Mic Pro or the Pro Plus and the Mic Me if you're shooting on a mobile.
Yeah, or the Mic Mini. Mic Mini is really awesome, and you don't get the static from the mobile.
Which one's that?
So it looks like this.
Yep.
But comes with like one of these stand things, but it's like a teeny tiny stand. See, people don't like it because it doesn't actually connect onto your phone. But the thing is, you don't get the static that you get through this. So I always shoot in airplane mode with this because otherwise, if you get a text message, you get that interference. But if you shoot with the Mini, you don't get the interference for whatever reason. I don't know. It must be. It must read differently.
Yeah. All right. I didn't know that. That's cool. Good to know.
I taught you something. Yeah.
You taught me something.
Yeah.
What?
Okay. Now we're going to do our little fire round.
Uh-oh.
Some of them are stupid.
Great.
Some of them I might leave this live stream if you answer wrong.
Okay.
Some of them we may not be friends anymore if you answer wrong.
Okay. No worries.
We'll still be friends. It's okay. I understand. You got to have rivals to have friends.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to start with the question that you asked. Okay. Mac or PC?
It depends on what you're doing. It depends on what you're doing.
That's too much of a political answer. Mac or PC?
I now very much prefer PC because I know that the Adobe software is running a lot faster on this PC than it would on a Mac. Yep. So it really does depend on what you're using it for.
Mac. Anyway, Nikon or Canon?
Oh, Canon. Sorry.
Yeah. I think Nikon's better for photography.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, like if you wanted photography, 100% Nikon all the way. But for filming, Canon. A laptop or a computer?
Laptop. I like to take a laptop elsewhere. If I'm traveling and I need to edit something or I need to do something, I prefer to have a laptop.
Yeah. See, I'm like a little bit half-half because I like the portableness of the laptop, but I like how much faster a computer is. Because it's always connected. Like, it doesn't tend to slow down as much as the laptops do. Definitely. So, yeah. Sweet or savoury?
Oh, I'm a sweet tooth, which is really bad.
I'm more of a savoury person.
Fair enough.
Art or science? This one's going to get you.
That's a hard one. When you say art, do you mean just like art gallery, just paintings and sculptures?
No.
You mean art just in general?
Art in general. So like, film. But then film's also science too, so that's why I went
yes, and art is also science. If you look at Da Vinci's work, I'm going to go art.
You're gonna do art, okay.
Yeah. As
McDonald's
much
or
as like
KFC?
space and science really interests me, definitely going to go art.
Okay, McD's or KFC?
KFC.
KFC, yeah, me too. Orange or green?
Orange.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Except for my hair. Punk or classical?
What?
Punk or classical?
Oh, okay. Good question. I like the lifestyle of punks, like looking at old pictures of old school punks. So I'm gonna go punk.
Okay. Facebook or Instagram?
Insta.
Yeah, same. And subscribe or unsubscribe?
Subscribe.
Duh.
What kind of question is that?
I don't know. You might have been plotting against me. I don't know. Are you on the live stream online?
No, because I've got you full screen in Skype, and then look, you can see my fingers typing away.
Oh yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah, I know, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I can make it like my head on fingers. Anyway.
Well, yes. Well, we've got 4 minutes left. So anything you would like to add? Because those were all my questions.
Oh my gosh. Not really.
Oh, come on.
If anybody's interested in cameras and stuff and they want to learn some new things, come and subscribe to my channel.
Wrong way. I keep pointing the wrong way. It's the wrong way. Yeah, if you actually know things about cameras, go over to Felicia's channel because I have no idea about anything. I just like to unbox things and do things.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah. So we're learning. Oh God, I just seen the replay of my hole going the wrong direction and the right direction because I've got this half screen and then I've got the other half screen. That's very terrible. Ask me something. Got 4 minutes. Go. Ready? Go.
What's your favourite movie?
Oh, come on.
Fine. Okay. Do you like rom-coms or... Actually, no. Here we go.
Oh, God.
Do you like Love Actually?
Depends on my mood.
As well. Yeah.
Depends on my mood. Yeah.
I don't know. Lots of people like religiously watch it at Christmas. I was just trying to pick out a movie that maybe like everybody's seen. So,
No. I don't religiously watch it. I think I've seen it a couple of times. I don't even remember what happens in it, to be honest.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it depends on my mood as to what I watch, though.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah. Sometimes I don't feel like watching something so intense.
Yeah, and
like last night, I started watching BoJack Horseman, and then I was like, too much deepness. I need to watch something a bit more lighthearted than this.
Yeah, see, I like to watch all those like prison shows. I think they're really cool.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, that's it.
Do you have Netflix?
Duh. Where do you think I get the prison shows from?
What's your favourite thing on Netflix at the moment?
Favorite movie or favorite show?
Favorite show?
Favorite show at the moment? What was I watching the other day? I watched something. I don't even know now. That's an interesting question because I don't know because I watch all the prison shows as I said, but I finished them all too, so can't really.
Well, I have another question for you. Confession time.
Oh no, here we go.
Do you series cheat on your partner? Do you guys watch a series together and then you go, no, I want to watch the rest of the series and watch it yourself?
No. I didn't do that. I did that with one, but she wasn't interested.
Okay.
So I was watching. What we're watching. I think we're watching Grey's Anatomy together, and she just wasn't interested as what I was. So I was just like, screw you. Then I started watching ahead. But she did the same to me with The Walking Dead because.
There we go.
Yeah. It was just,
I found The Walking Dead boring too.
Yeah, I found it too repetitive after a while. Like I really liked like the first season or so, and then it was just like the same thing happening, and I was like, yeah, it's not as entertaining anymore.
Got really boring.
Yeah, I really like Hunger Games. I can watch that all year round.
Agreed.
Good movies. Yeah, yeah. And Studio Ghibli all year round.
Hell yeah.
Yes, I have the whole collection. I went through a really bad stage of just buying them. See, and that's why I don't have any money.
What's your favourite Studio Ghibli film?
Or,
I know.
Yeah. What's something I always go back to? It's the one with the little black cat.
Kiki's Delivery Service?
I always watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watch it like all the time.
I House Moving Castle. It's a kind of a tie between House Moving Castle and Princess Mononoke.
So I like House Moving Castle, but it's like also still a little bit messed up. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. So sometimes I'm like, can't watch it. It's kind of like Spirited Away. Like it's weird. Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, this is so magical and lovely. Oh, that's actually really messed up.
Yeah.
Right.
Like her parents just turned into pigs. This is weird. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, we're at the end of our half now.
Cool.
So thanks for joining me on my live stream, which I think 1 or 2 people joined on.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for having me. It was a good way to spend a Friday night.
Awesome. Well, if you want to do one on your channel, we can, get it set up. Oh, no, not with your internet, though.
No, my internet sucks.
We might have to set it up through my end and then do, I'll do the opposite. So I'll do you big and then me little.
We can wait until the beginning of my phone month, and then we can use my phone. Australian internet is really bad for any international watchers.
Is it compared to international? See, mine's awesome, so I don't even feel it just. How do we do it on phone? Do we have to have the apps or something?
No, I can tether it. I can tether the internet to my phone.
Oh, you mean just use the internet off your phone on you? Okay. I got it now. Yeah. All right. Well, I will probably talk to you soon anyways, but I will see everyone else on Tuesday and go subscribe to this side, Felicia. I got it right. Yeah, go subscribe to Felicia. I believe I put a card up here somewhere, so you should be able to find her channel. And otherwise, I'll link it below. Radio. See you later, guys.